Castle Hill was always steep, but last time it was less of a struggle. Here outside the first castle wall, I'll take a breather and enjoy the grandeur of the castle.
Hey, monk, get out of the way, quickly! Lord Jesus Christ, Father Ansgar, I didn't recognize you. You must understand, if I hadn't reached the small level area in front of the gate at full speed, my wagon would have slipped back down the slope and been lost.
All right, all right. Tell me, what valuable merchandise are you carrying?
Stones. Well, hewn ashlar blocks for the inner bailey that needs to be enlarged before the onset of winter. And large oak logs from the high-lying forests are also on their way to Olbrück. The Great Hall needs a new roof.
Well then, see that you finish your day's work safely. Where you see solid walls and mighty battlements today, hundreds of years ago there was perhaps a wide circle of wooden palisades, pointed at the top. In the middle, a tower of wattle and daub, whereby wood was the most important material for the building of castles. But nobody could live permanently in such a castle. The people from the valley would retreat back in there if there were danger, and they were better able to defend themselves from this vantage point. That is why such a castle was called a refuge fortress. However, it's not certain that Olbrück started this way, because nothing made of wood would have withstood the harsh Eifel weather conditions for so long. Anyway, the remains of palisades have never been found. But I know from my father that there were some of these castles in the Eifel, further north though, towards the lower Rhine. Old documents show that only because of our great Emperor Karl, you probably know him as Charlemagne, did the building of well-fortified castles made of stone get started. And then it took another 2 or 3 centuries until spacious knights' castles such as Olbruck Castle were built. But usually there was no plan to show how the completed castle would be. A castle grew over the years, and also with the increase in its importance. However great the difference between the individual castles, all have the same core buildings. The most important, highest and best fortified part of a castle is the Bergfried, which is similar to a keep, but a Bergfried was typically not designed for permanent habitation. Its walls are as thick as the height of 2 full-grown men lying head to toe. From the uppermost level, the Wehrplatte, it's possible to recognize any approaching enemy miles away. Usually the other buildings, such as the Great Hall, the main residential house of the lord of the castle and his family, smaller houses and huts for the servants, farm buildings and storehouses, workshops and stables, were erected around the Bergfried. On the outside, a mighty curtain wall protected the castle. Now, in the meantime, follow me. Later on, I'll tell you some more about Olbruck Castle.